Hello and welcome to the morning after show. My name is Joshua Reimer. I'm joined by none other than Jared Block, who is on my right. Jared, I've had my weekend. How was Wednesday and Thursday, man?
It's been a very long week for me, but we're all good. We're all good to go. Friday, last stream in quite a while, but yeah,
No.
the week and the last 2 weeks that we've prepared for are now finally here. UFC 271 and the Super Bowl. It's kind of weird because like every single sports show in the world talks Super Bowl stuff, and we all exhaust ourselves talking about it, and then it comes and you're like, okay, let's actually talk about the game because
Yeah.
we haven't really done much of that yet. So I guess we can talk about that for a little bit. I still, for what it's worth, have a slight lean, but I mean, just honestly watching it more from a fandom's perspective, more now than the first time in like 5-6 years.
Yeah, really no big favorite that I want to win here. It's just gonna be I'm rooting for a good game, which I'm excited for. I'm excited to be rooting for a good game finally. It's gonna be a good one. I mean, you're right. Like we've talked about everything surrounding the Super Bowl all week long, basically the last 2 weeks almost. And now we're finally getting into the game. And it's gonna be exciting to watch the last football game of the year until what, August now? Like it's sad to see the NFL go, but it's going to be a great last game. So we're going to talk about NFL, going to talk about NBA, and all the trades that happened yesterday, and then UFC 271, like you said. Anything else, housekeeping wise, you want to cover before we get into NFL Super Bowl coverage?
No, we'll get into all those stuff related to the Super Bowl when we get to it here in momentarily.
Yep, for sure. All right, let's talk about the NFL. Let's talk about the awards that got handed out last night. Aaron Rodgers won his second straight MVP, fourth total MVP award in his career. Jared, how do you feel about your guy winning another MVP title?
Yeah, I think it's much more controversial this year than it was last year. But I mean, it's a regular season award, right? So
No.
I'm seeing things all over the place about JT, Cup, Tom Brady. But if you look at the votes, very, very unanimous in the voting.
Does that surprise you at all? It kind of surprises me. I don't
No,
know.
Jonathan.
Ah.
Like at the end of the day, Jonathan Taylor did not deserve to win MVP.
At the Pro Bowl, they have this players anonymous type voting thing where they talk about who they think the MVP is. They talk about a whole bunch of different things. And with that player anonymous voting at the Pro Bowl, a lot of players said that Jonathan Taylor deserved the award over anyone else in the league, over Cooper Cup, over
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what that means to you. It doesn't mean much to me. I just thought it was interesting that like the players clearly side with Jonathan Taylor over Rodgers.
that's fine with me. I don't have much to say over there. I mean,
Yeah.
he still got the award. It's whoever is the best regular season player. And the team had the best regular season record, and he put up the stats to prove it.
Yeah, he certainly did put up the stats to prove it. You can't deny that. Let's talk about these other awards. Who do you know exactly who won? I know T.J. Watt was the guy who won the. Didn't he win Defensive Player of the Year?
I'm looking right now because
Yeah,
I
I'm
honestly watched the Bucks Suns game instead of this. So,
nice. Um,
yes, T.J. Watt won Defensive Player of the Year. Best moment of the year came from Justin Tucker's 66-yard field goal against Detroit. And
uh-huh.
then the Offensive Rookie of the Year, no surprise, Jamar Chase.
Hmm. Okay.
We'll
Nice.
keep going with some of these because there's more, but
Yeah.
that's not surprising to me with the Patriots kind of falling to the wayside. Like Mac Jones was great, but he frankly just didn't do enough compared to Chase at the end of the day. I think
Mm-hmm.
the Chiefs game for Chase probably sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Uh, Offensive Player of the Year, Cooper Kupp. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
The Hall of Fame class, Tony Baselli, Leroy Butler, Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, Bryant Young, Cliff Branch, Art McNally, and Dick Vermeil. Let's see here. Sportsmanship Award, Special Teamer for New England, Matthew Slater. The Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow. No surprise. Actually, a little bit of surprise because Dak Prescott led the favorite for like the entire season. But if you didn't watch last night, or for anybody who didn't watch that one, there's a video clip of Joe Burrow accepting the award. He wasn't able to be there in person, but he basically left the trophy that was presented to him on the actual podium and then walked away because
Hmm.
he's not focused on that award right now.
No, not at
So,
all.
and then AP Assistant Coach of the Year, Dan Quinn, and then that's it. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Very interesting. This comeback player of the year award is interesting to me too. Obviously Dak deserves some votes. I felt like didn't I don't know if he got any, but the thing that I saw in Bleacher Report this morning is that Nick Bosa, after coming back from ACL surgery and having 15 and a half sacks this season, didn't get a single vote for comeback player of the year. That kind of shocked me at the very least because I felt like Bosa might have not won it, but he deserves some votes for it for sure.
he definitely deserves some votes. Just probably one of those years where you had two major QBs go down with injuries the year prior. So
No,
I don't think that who meets the list of that for next year. I don't think anybody that's a quarterback.
that's a good
But
question, man.
I wouldn't be surprised to see like my hot take would be like J.K. Dobbins or something.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins, that's a good guess. I can't think of any QB that really uh went down. I mean, like it's not a major QB, but I guess Jameis went down, so I don't know if that really counts. But yeah, definitely will be interesting to see who that'll be next season. All right, anything else on awards? If not, let's talk about some other things, including Uzuma taking having a little bit of a hot take for if he wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, CJ Uzoma, by the way, said this as another report came out that he's not ruled out yet for the Super Bowl. So
No.
he said he vows to bathe in chili if the Bengals win. That's something that I want to see personally. So if you had some rooting interest in something, that would be that for me. But yeah, lots of things to root for. That being one of them. He seems to be like he's on his way back. I don't know how much of a realization this would be. Like, is this actually going to come to fruition about him being healthy? I don't know. Can we talk about that now?
Yeah, I don't know either. I feel like man, I feel like it's kind of a long shot for him to actually be healthy for this game, but if what I saw he was a limited participant in practice yesterday or full participant in practice yesterday. So I mean like he has to be nearing being ready. And I'm sure at this point in the season you play if you can be out there. And I feel like he's probably pretty close. I mean, how big is that for
Yeah.
this team to have CJ Uzuma instead of Drew Sample or whoever the backup tight end is?
Well, it's huge. The one thing that I can't get over yet is there was this rally that happened at the Bengals Stadium just 4 days ago. So this was on February 7th, right before the team left to go to LA, and CJ Uzoma, maybe he faked this part because he like hobbled over with he walked without crutches, but he had a boot slash leg brace thing on his leg, and then he took the mic and he ripped the leg brace off and threw it in the air to get the crowd hyped up. So don't really know if it's
Huh.
actually something he needs or if he just was if he just was faking it to get the crowd hyped up. I don't really know, but yeah, if you want to find that, guys, it's from the NFL Network's Twitter handle. So
There you go.
that is very interesting. I can't see him being back after getting carted off just like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. It'll definitely be interesting if he is out on the field. Let's go over the list of contests for the weekend, including the favorite or the best contest, in my opinion, the free bet.
Yep. So we are hosting a free bet via betonline.ag. This is something that we've worked on with them over the past couple of weeks here. So basically, what we're doing is we are giving you guys the chance to have a free $50 risk-free bet on the Super Bowl. You must be a first-time depositor on BetOnline. You must use the link in our Discord server as well as something that's going to come down on Twitch here momentarily. You can use that link to sign up as well. This only counts if you're a first-time depositor and you use the link. The free bet that we're using today is Cincinnati +4 at -110 odds. That's currently what the sportsbook has it at as well. It hasn't moved all week after being opening at around 3.5, 4, and then going up to LA -5 at the highest, and now it's back down Cincy +4, and it's been pretty steady that way. And then you have to email the BetOnline account number to marketing@rotoradar.net to verify. Everything that I just said can be found in our Discord server under the announcements tab from February 9th. So just scroll up a few seconds and you'll find it. But if you have any questions about any of that related to risk-free bets, any of the competitions that we're doing, feel free to DM Josh or I or ask in the anywhere in the Good Skill chat in the server. So we are already doing a Super Bowl Squares contest. That contest has been full since Monday. We have a Super Bowl bet, like I said. We're doing a Super Bowl prop contest, which is 47 bets pertaining to multiple choice from either the anthem, the coin toss, or the MVP for the Super Bowl. That link is now in the Discord as well. Let's see here. Prices go out to the top 10 for that one. We're doing a Super Bowl showdown on Draftkings, so 150 entrants there, and we're going to give away prizes to the first 5 people who place in that one. We're doing Super Bowl trivia, which we'll announce later today, and then we're doing some things for the actual game itself. Right before that, we have the Madden Tournament, which I'll have you talk about here momentarily, but we are doing bingo and a special drinking game format that we're going to be doing for Sunday afternoon, Sunday night for the Super Bowl. Finally, this was teased yesterday in the Discord server as well. There's a Whatnot mystery pack break for the Super Bowl edition on Saturday night around 8:45 p.m. Eastern. So any of that information that you want to find out more about, just click the interested link on the Discord server in the events. There's 9 of them right now, and this is easily the most we've ever done for any single week of content ever.
Yeah, it's a ton, but it's going to be a good time. And for that Madden tournament, you guys are going to see a Google Forms link in the announcement tabs. Sometime this afternoon, we're going to have you guys sign up and kind of get prepared for that. That way, so we're going to run to 2 days most likely, having the beginning rounds being on Saturday and then finishing off things on Sunday. First place is going to win, what is it, Jared? $250 of PlayStation Network gift cards, and
That's right.
second place is going to win $100 of PlayStation Network gift cards. So pretty sick prizes considering it's no cost whatsoever to come get into the tournament. All you have to do is fill out the Google Sheet, and we'll be streaming for part of that, or as much as we can tomorrow, or much as I can tomorrow, with my already busy schedule and with UFC as well. Just an announcement that there will be no Roto Radar After Dark this month, just because of all the things we have going on for the Super Bowl. I don't know if we've made that announcement officially, Jared, but that's something important that people should know. No After Dark will return next month for UFC 272, but this month we're going to take it off because we are so close to the Super Bowl and we have so many things going on.
That's right. And Josh and I are exhausted, so that's another
Yeah,
reason why.
man. It's been a long. I mean, even after my 2 days off, it's been a long week. So, and I know it's been an even longer week for you. So, lots going on. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled. And I think the best thing is like it's a lot going on. It's all free, right? Is there anything that's not free that we have going on?
No, outside of just the Bet Online free bet, I mean, that's pretty much risk free
And
anyway.
it's still free technically. Like, so all of this stuff is free that we have going on, and all of it has some chance of you winning a prize, and a lot of big prizes too. So just keep an eye out. Have fun with the community. It's going to be a good time. All right, Jared. Anything else for the Super Bowl? If not, let's move on to NBA and talk about all the madness that went on yesterday.
Yeah, let's go to it.
Let's do it. Let's talk about the Simmons and Harden trade because that seems like the thing that's really buzzing around the NBA right now. It kind of seemed back and forth whether this was going to happen. I know we both kind of had takes that Harden wasn't going to get traded until the offseason, and I feel like things started to develop yesterday where it was like, all right, this deal might really be starting to happen. Simmons camp came out, said that they were optimistic that a deal was getting done, and boom, then you saw the news break. The deal included Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, a 2022 first round pick, a 2027 first round pick with top 8 protection, going to the Brooklyn Nets, and the 76ers receiving James Harden and Paul Millsap. I know this is you want my take of what I think of this trade. I want to hear your take first, though. What do you think of this trade?
Yeah, this is so imagine you are with imagine you're at the mall and you see this kid at the store with his mom and they're holding hands and they pass the Disney store and then he stops and then the mom's like, "Come on, let's go, let's go." And he's like, "Nope." And then he starts crying and wants the toy and he just stares at it and cries and cries and cries. That's what James Harden did this entire week.
Oh, jeez. Yes, I
So
mean you're not wrong.
he cried until he couldn't cry anymore, and then he got what he wanted. So
Yeah.
they made this very, very public, and even as far as doing the All Star voting and Kevin Durant refusing to pick James Harden in the All Star selection, and then LeBron did him dirty and had James Harden get picked last and get forced onto Kevin Durant's team.
Oh, jeez, that is golden. Yeah, I saw that. I saw both of them, or not both of them, but really just KD hesitant to pick Harden, and LeBron kind of boxing him in there. Um, on the actual trade, though, I had a bold take yesterday with a buddy of mine that I was playing games with, and I was saying that the deal had just happened. We were talking about it, and I said there is outside of injuries, there is no possible way that the 76ers don't win the East. And I feel like they should be the favorites to be the NBA champs. Now, Bet Online does not agree with me. About everybody doesn't agree with me, it feels like. But I just think when you go from having a player who wasn't playing in Ben Simmons and turning that, because essentially, if you're talking about the trade just this year, let's completely throw out picks. It is Seth Curry, Andre Drummond for James Harden, Paul Millsap, because Simmons wasn't playing right now. So it didn't really he was not making a contribution. It doesn't matter. You trade Seth Curry and Andre Drummond for James Harden, like it's just a lot to add to your team, in my opinion. And this, I feel like him and Joel Embiid could be a really dangerous combo. So I, I feel like the Nets. I think both sides end up being winners because the fact that the 76ers got to trade away Simmons finally for a solid superstar and the Nets received Simmons and got rid of James Harden, who was clearly, I don't want to call it, well, I guess you just can. He was being a cancer in that locker room. it just both teams win, but I feel like the biggest winner has to be the 76ers.
Okay. I mean, I said that the biggest winning team was the Nets because they did get Drummond, and Millsap was doing nothing for them in the first place. They
Yeah,
get Ben Simmons, who they can put at the 5 when Kyrie's playing on the road, but still, like, and Seth Curry is probably the most underrated piece of the entire thing. One of the best shooters in the league to replace Joe Harris, who hasn't played all season.
exactly.
Now, I still think that both of these teams have plenty of drama, because don't count out Embiid Harden drama, because that could easily happen
Yeah.
very quickly. Now, as far as the Nets go, they still have to deal with Kevin Durant being hurt. They still have to deal with Kyrie Irving only playing away games. If when they play home games, Ben Simmons is going to be the dude. But I mean, with Kyrie, they lost to the Wizards last night with no Beal, no Kuz, or no Harrell, no Dinwiddie. And yeah, like, it was bad. They've lost 10 in a row now. I don't think that the Nets feel very similar to what the Lakers were last year when it comes to seeding and being able to take on a higher seed and possibly upsetting them. So I think right now they've lost 10 in a row. They're going to not be in this 8th spot. They'll probably make it to the 6th seed, and that's going to be really terrifying for teams like the Bulls and the Cavs and the Bucks, and even the Heat, depending on how the top 4 shift out.
What is for the 76ers, what are your expectations now? Like what has do you have to win a chip to be successful this year?
Yes.
Okay. Same thing for Nets or not so much now anymore without Harden.
Nets have always been championship or bust.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for them. But the Sixers, yeah, I mean, before this, you could always say that, the problem with the team is Simmons, right? And Embiid's out there by himself doing his thing. And it was working for them, but now both sides got what they wanted, and now the Sixers immediately turn into a team that has to win a championship, because I said to Sean yesterday, how can you compare this team to what Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid were against Kawhi's Raptors?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think that's solid. I would say that Harden's the better. I think Harden over Butler almost 9 times out of 10. Even Butler back then, in my personal opinion. But it is super close. So it's going to be interesting to see how this team melds, how this team gets together. Do you think there's a better starting 5 in the league than the starting 5 that the 76ers are rolling out?
Yes. I forgot. Well, uh, who are they starting?
Maxi, Harden, Matisse, Tobias, Joel would be my guess.
I don't know. I think Matisse actually falls down quite a bit the rest of the season with Harden in there. He's basically just going to take the rollover.
But I mean, Matisse isn't a shooter anyway. Matisse is like a defensive piece. So like they just have him out there
Or
for
sorry,
defense.
not Matisse. I meant Maxi.
Oh, yes. I can definitely see Maxi taking a step back, but he's still going to be a guard role that they can use. Like I I still don't think I mean, yeah, he'll definitely his performance will definitely fall down a bit, but I don't know. I still think he's a guy who can play a bunch of minutes for you that has a high motor. So, I don't know. I just can't off the top of my head think of a better starting 5 than that right there because that feels like a very elite starting 5.
Yeah, I mean, are we talking about players that are injured or not? And like,
Yeah,
if
I
we
mean, go
what
ahead.
the
Talk about players like a fully
Suns and
healthy.
Warriors
I feel
and the
like they're
Heat,
better than the
the
Suns.
Bulls.
I feel like the Warriors maybe. I feel like you're still missing like a wing for the Bulls right now, considering that you're starting Javante Green at the 4. Um, I don't know. I just think there's. I mean, I guess you don't have to start Javante Green at the 4. You can move down DeRozan and start Caruso if everyone's healthy. But I just I don't know. I feel like they're truly in like the top 5 with their starting 5 this season now.
That I would agree with. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't know if anybody clearly has number one. Lots of
Yeah.
hype around Philly and Brooklyn, and I just still think that the Sixers are better off right now. Brooklyn's gonna have to, because again, like, we're forgetting that yes, Simmons and Seth are going to be active very soon. Simmons also hasn't played in like what, a year and a half.
Yeah.
And Kyrie's only playing away games, and they just cannot win games with only one of those two of those guys healthy.
No, it's definitely you're definitely right. You can't play with just one or two healthy. So it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes that Nets team to get fully healthy and ready to go and see, are they going to be like the Lakers last year where that being in that last seed and taking on a top team really didn't help them that much. They actually are really going to struggle. I'm very curious to see that because I feel like they do. All right, let's wouldn't it be sick if the Nets and 76ers matched up for the first round of the playoffs? I mean,
Oh, I would love it. That would be the best case scenario for the East.
could it get any better than that? I don't think so personally. All right, let's talk. I know you have talking about Luka dropping 51 after the Mavs traded Kristaps to Washington, but can we talk about this deal as a whole? Doesn't this feel like I know the next spot is winning team of the trade deadline, winning players of the trade deadline, but the biggest losing team of the trade deadline definitely feels like the Mavericks, right?
It depends on what you think they're going to do with what's coming to them, because this was kind of a money for money type of deal. Like people forget how much the Wizards signed Davis Bertans for, and he's done absolutely nothing. So we'll see what they end up doing. I don't think that they might buy out somebody, but we'll see how it goes. But it's again, the carousel of big men is going to affect a lot of stuff. They have made it this far, and I think Kristaps has only been at least healthy through half of those, maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, the long term injury to Hardaway definitely hurts, but yeah, I don't know if I would say biggest loser, but they definitely didn't do as much as they thought, and I feel like Luka's just going to have to do everything over again. So it just feels like a first round exit for the Mavs, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, which really sucks because we talk very highly of this Mavs team, but like I just don't really understand getting Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, how does that help you overall as a team?
Yeah.
It just feels like a logjam at the guard position. Like it just feels like you have too many guys now.
That's what I felt as well, and that also kind of takes Jalen Brunson completely out of the mix.
No.
Um, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? But my thing that I want to focus on is Kristaps is okay. So I told everybody to zoom out yesterday, and you look at Bradley Beal. We knew that he was done for the year. We talked about this a couple days ago. We also talked about how they were using this time frame to talk about whether or not they want Beal to sign this supermax deal. That's $245 million, and now if you look at that and then you're like, if you're Bradley Beal in his camp, you're like, okay, Wizards, what can you do to help Brad make his decision a little bit easier? I don't think that he 100% agrees that Kristaps is the best thing to keep him in town.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing. You get rid of Harold, you get rid of Dinwiddie. I don't know. It just I'm not sure what Washington's trying to do here.
Neither do I, because like I feel like you're really developing Gafford, right? And you're really developing Thomas Bryant, and your centers aren't that bad where you need to pick up Kristaps. And you can't put him at the four because Kuzma's really developing into a starting role, a solid starting piece. And so like it's kind of like what you said. What are we doing here? Like why did this happen? I don't know. This feels like the most wacky deal of the trade deadline. It's the one that I don't agree with the most. Let's talk about some winning teams, though. Who is your winning team of the trade deadline?
Yeah, like I said before, I think you can put the Nets up there. I also think that the Cavs and Pacers deserve runner-ups for that award. Um, I like what the Pacers did. They basically flipped their team in a matter of 5 days, 6 days,
No.
and now they're back up. Cavs are going to have an awesome starting lineup and everybody's healthy. And yeah, I think that I think the Nets getting Seth Curry in addition to Ben Simmons really takes the cake for me, as well as Andre Drummond. I think people will forget that he could possibly start or at least play a massive bench role.
Yeah, sounds ugly if he's starting. I don't know. Didn't work out well with the Lakers. I don't think it'll work out well with this team, but we'll have to see. Um, I would agree. Pacers did a lot of good things this trade deadline. I feel like they really do come out on top at the end of the day. Just the fact that they took this team that we said was clearly struggling, turned it into a lot of picks, Tyrese Halliburton, a few other solid starting pieces. I like what the Pacers have done. I think it's really been solid. Who's your winning player of the trade deadline? Because for me, I think it's Karis LeVert. I don't think there's any question for me. Karis LeVert getting to go back to his hometown, getting to go to the Cavs, getting to play for a chip or, at the potential of playoffs. I feel like Levert is the biggest winner of this trade deadline.
Okay. I definitely don't mind that at all. Sean and I actually had the same player when we talked about
Interesting.
this yesterday. And it was a unanimous DeJounte Murray is the
Yeah,
winningest player of the trade deadline. Derek White gets shipped out to Boston, and Pop basically made the decision that I think DeJounte Murray starts his perennial All-Star career next season.
yeah, I can buy into it. That's a solid one too. I think Dejounte not having Derek White there is definitely going to help him out. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do with that role. All right. Anything else for the NBA? If not, let's talk very quickly about UFC 271.
Nope. Let's go ahead and do it.
All right, let's do UFC 271. Ottasanya and Whitaker make weight for Saturday's title fight. That is good news. We found out that Ottasanya signed a new multi-fight deal with the UFC. That's always great because we see a lot of these superstars like Francis Ngannou really kind of holding out on pay right now and kind of not signing these new deals. But it's nice to see Adesanya be a company man and really just sign the deal and get the job done because he's done some really impressive things at the UFC level. It's going to be fun to keep watching him, and it's going to be interesting to see what that next fight is. Maybe another jump back up to 205 to face off against the champ, try to get that double champ status. I don't know. We'll have to see. Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa fighting in the co-main. This feels like, everyone loves Tai Tuivasa because of the Shui stuff. I'm not sure he really has much of a chance, but I'm excited to watch that fight. And I don't know if you saw this, but we just got news about it. William Knight came in 14 weights over the weight limit and is having to give up 40% of his purse to Max Grishin because of that, because of missing weight by so much.
How do you come in 14 pounds overweight?
Well, you know who William Knight is, right? Do you remember William Knight?
I think so.
Just this humongous dude who's like super buff and just doesn't look human, honestly. It looks like he has 0% fat on him. Like it doesn't really surprise me that is clearly a spot where you give up on your weight cut because you know you're not going to make it the night before.
I mean, I remember who this is. How does that happen? Does he just not have enough fat to lose?
I guess so. I don't know. Or you just come in unprepared and you end up, like I said, just kind of saying, all right, we're not, I'm not going to put my body through this dangerous weight cut. I'll just instead come in way overweight. I don't know how long the fight lasts. The commission probably doesn't allow a fight like that where someone is 14 pounds heavier than the other guy. It poses too many problems. So I'd be interested to see if they actually let this fight go through. But it's seeming like they might, considering the fact that he already surrendered part of his purse. So I don't know. Should be interesting to see if William Knight goes. But being 14 pounds over definitely benefits him. And then, yeah, I mean, like I talked about earlier on in the week, this fight card is 15 fights right now, and every single fight is a great fight. So it's going to be a really fun fight card.
Yeah, he's actually an underdog still. Plus 152 is Knight.
Really,
So,
that's crazy.
yep,
Yeah,
maybe an opportunity to bet that there.
yeah, definitely an opportunity to bet that, in my opinion. Um, Man, you asked in here. It says, "What's my underrated fight of the night?" Um, Give me Ronnie Lawrence and Mano Martinez, man. I love Ronnie Lawrence and what he does with his game. It is just 110% all the way through, takedown after takedown after takedown. I think in his last fight, he landed like 6 or 7 takedowns in the span of a round and a half. So this guy is an animal, and I'm excited to see Ronnie Lawrence fight again. So Ronnie Lawrence and Mana Martinez would be my choice for underrated fight of the night.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have. It's kind of a weird situation where this is masked by the Super Bowl, but I still think that it will have its own place. Should be an electric type of event. You could even say that it's a good thing that these things are back-to-back nights because it makes our lives great. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think that they had any? Because they knew what they were doing here. Like they picked today specifically to do this, and they could have moved it for the Super Bowl, but decided not to.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of a thing where everyone in the sports world is interested. Everyone in the sports world is like looking forward to the Super Bowl and looking for something to kind of, I'm not going to say take their mind off it, but like looking for something to pass the time during the weekend. And that's what
Sure.
UFC 271 provides is the opportunity to pass time with watching one of the most loaded cards of 2022 and watching one of the sport's favorite stars in Ottasanya take on Robert Whitaker. So I think this is intentional, and it's the right move at the end of the day.
I would have to agree with that. There's really nothing else going on besides what I mean, some like basketball, obviously, but
Lakers and
eh,
Warriors face off tomorrow, so I guess that's
okay, okay,
something. You know, it's not a terrible matchup necessarily, but I feel like the Lakers get steamrolled. I'd love to see Bet Online's odds for that tomorrow, but that's about the only other thing going on outside of this fight.
interesting. All right, well, let's take it away. Let's end this show.
Let's end this show. We're going to end the show like we always do on NHL Blind Dogs. I have no clue how my blind dog did from Wednesday. I have no clue how your blind dog did from Wednesday. But we're here, we're ready to go. Jared, hopefully you have the screen up because you're going to go first.
Yeah, I there's only 4 games tonight, and a couple of them are pretty lopsided. So I'm gonna go ahead and we will take the New York Islanders plus 124. I know their record's
Nice.
bad, but that's what I'm gonna be rolling with.
We're going to become what we always intended this stream to be, a Seattle Kraken stream. And we're taking the Kraken plus 136 against the Anaheim Ducks, and we'll see how that goes. All right, Jared, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Final thoughts, just head over to the Discord and you can see all the events at the top of the screen there. And you can basically pick and choose what you want to participate in because there's a lot to choose from. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to choose from, lots of prizes, and we'll be sweating in the entire server for the whole weekend because you'll have
Well,
UFC live sweats on Saturday. The Madden tournament will also be going on, and we'll also be doing what we normally do in terms of DFS. Josh still has UFC and NBA on the weekend. I have NFL content for the Super Bowl. It's going to be great.
yep, it's going to be a good time. Make sure to keep an eye out for all the events that we have going on, and make sure to stay tuned because I'm sure there's going to be some more surprises that we have planned for the Super Bowl as well. As always, my name is Joshua Reimer. Good morning and good skill.